Hi guys, and welcome back to Marie's Acrylic and Gel Nails. I'm here with my beautiful baby girl Tayla, and she's going to help me out today, and we're going to do a set of party nails. Those of you who do not know what party nails are when you glue the tips in, you file down the seam lines and paint them. They're for people who want to have nails for an event but don't want to have artificial nails for a while, and they don't want to damage their natural nails. So we'll get started. So to start off, I'm going to spray both Tayla's hands with Sani Pure. Rub them together for me, please, baby. And the same with mine. Sanitize our hands and make sure there are no germs or anything on them. We're just going to do one hand because of Tayla working. This is just cuticle remover cream. Because of where she works and what she does and what her employers state, she's not allowed to have artificial nails or really painted nails or anything like that. And for Jen, Nails by Jen, this is Tayla's yellow sapphire. I sent Jen some of the sapphires that we, the little sapphire chips that we've got from digging up to encapsulate in some acrylic. Okay. Tayla got the yellow sapphire for her 16th birthday. 16th birthday. And she wants to inherit Mummy's Mr. Sparkly, they call it.
I already dipped that.
It's 4.6 carat yellow sapphire.
Even if I have to cry, if you call dead fingers, it's fine.
Is that right, is it?
Yeah.
Feel the love, people. So, yeah, just like, it's pretty much the same prep work as if you were going to do a set of acrylic nails. And for those of you who haven't seen, I put my cuticle oil on my hand for sanitation. I'll do this hand for you too, Tayla. For sanitation purposes, rather than going from client to client with that tip and spreading stuff around, it doesn't even really touch my hand, but the cream just sits on my skin, so I can guarantee that there's no germs or anything happening. So once that's done, I like to use a little bit of non-acetone. It helps dehydrate the nail surface, but just to remove the cuticle cream off the nails. Okay. And the same thing, we're going to take a little bit of the shine off the nail and even out some of the rough corrugations that are in the nails. But we don't want to be too rough, we don't want to be too aggressive. It's just really just to help the glue adhere to the nail. So when you're doing this, what I strongly suggest is once I finish doing this part, sorry Tayla, and she's made a liar out of me. I told you she's a real bad nail biter. She's actually recently stopped biting her fingernails, and she's actually starting to look after them. So I'm going to take the dust off, and I'm just going to give, just where I'm going to stick the tip, a very, very light prime. I've had people who've had these last up to 5 days, so you just want to make sure that nothing gets under there. So just let that primer dry. Okay, so to glue on the tips, guys, it's just down at a 45-degree angle and rock the tip back slowly. Make sure when you're fitting your tips they meet from sidewall to sidewall. And doing it that way guarantees you get no air bubbles under the tips. Air bubbles is really not a good thing to get, because you can have issues then with fungus and molds and stuff, and you don't want that. So have you got your pedometer for your walk yet?
Yeah.
I'll have to show you the one I got for Nick and me. Are you looking forward to that?
It starts in a couple of days. It's only 28 days in February this month. Yeah.
It's a leap year.
Yep.
Ah, so it's the year all the women are supposed to mouse the men to marry them.
What?
Oh, and leap years, women are supposed to ask men to marry them. So any women out there who want to ask a guy to marry them, the time is now. I didn't realise that this year was a leap year.
I didn't until I looked at the calendar the other day.
Your grandparents signing up for the walk?
I don't know, I sent them the email and never heard back.
What about Nana?
She sent me an email back. She said that she got all the information, she's going to print it out and put it up at work.
Oh, cool. That's good. Enough glue on that tip. Okay guys, I want to show you 2 ways to, you don't have to have expensive nail cutters. If you cut one side, cut the other side but not the entire way through, and then give it a twist. It comes away so it doesn't flick everywhere. And if you're using one of these and they don't have a little capture thing, just put your hand over the top of it, or I just tend to hold it, just so it doesn't fly back and hit the person in the face. So now you want to start getting ready to blend your seam line in, and this product is called Line Out. It's from NSI. You just want to put some just along the seam line to blend it in. Okay, so while you're waiting for it to go off a little bit, just file your nails. Tayla's getting square nails for this tutorial. Someone left that one a bit long. So you're going to go swimming tonight in the pool here at home, or are you just going to go up to the public pool?
No, he didn't answer me, so I don't know. Still think he has a phobia.
We don't bite much.
I know, he knows he is. And why would I go to a public pool when we have a perfectly good one here? That would crap.
Poor Josh.
What the heck? One tickles.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll hold your fingers a bit better.
Still tickles.
Okay, so once you've filed that off, now you can go back. Your tip blender will be right to go, and I don't know if I'm in the way or what you guys can see. Should have maybe put the camera over the top of me. Now also just make sure you take off the shine off the tip. And once you're happy that the seam line isn't visible, you can move on to the next. Dad said you actually had the appointment for the specialist in Brisbane. I didn't think you would. I just thought you were just on the waiting list.
No, I am on the waiting list. I just got a letter. I showed Dad the letter. I'm on the appointment waiting list.
So how many women did you say in the group that have got it?
There's like 700 women, like over 700 women, and only 400 men that are doing the work so far.
The AS for?
Yeah. And they're saying it's a man's disease.
You don't look like a man to me.
Yeah, I know, but if you Google it, you come, like, you go to the Google sites and it's just like, it's a man's disease or it's this, and you're like, fuck off. It angers us.
Isn't there that group on the internet you were saying about something about a women's group only for AS sufferers?
Yeah.
And you've joined that?
Yeah.
So I reckon, you know how I said you were diagnosed at 13? You were having knee problems far as back when you were 6 and 7 when you were doing little athletics because you were complaining about it back then. And what did Mummy used to say to you? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was just growing pains.
No, that was Daddy's thing. What did Mummy used to say?
I don't know.
Did you remember that it might be Seaver's disease like Uncle John's got, and it could be your ligaments and all of that?
Nope.
Not growing properly, stretching?
No. I just remember you guys saying that it's just growing pains and you just kept ignoring it. Until that day we were in Brisbane, I started crying and you said to let me out of the car. And then we went and spoke to the doctor about it.
Tayla has an extremely high pain tolerance, ridiculously high. So for Tayla to actually cry something hurts, you actually really know it truly hurts and she's in trouble. I don't know how she does it. She goes to the dentist and has teeth drilled and doesn't have anesthetics, gases, nothing. They can play with the nerves in her teeth and she still doesn't have anything. She had her wisdom teeth out and she coped far better with that. And they did another surgery on her as well. She had an extra bit done and she bounced back from that like you wouldn't believe, whereas I can remember years ago when I had mine done, I suffered for
The same, but my friend stuck me real hard.
2 weeks. Yeah, well.
I'm starving over ice cream. Never thought I'd ever say that in my life, but yeah, they bought me a Red Rooster. They love me. I ate it with no problem.
So if there was one thing you could tell people about AS, what would you say tell them?
I don't know.
What's the most important thing for you as a sufferer and wanting people to understand your disease? Okay guys, I don't know I'm not quite sure where that cut out, but all the tips are now on and the seam lines are filed in. What I'm going to do is re-ask a question that I asked Tayla while I grab a few things. If there was one thing you could tell people about your AS, what would it be?
like the pain, when people say pain, it's burning, it's different. In my back it burns, in my knees it throbs and it's a sharp pain. It's hard to walk, stairs, etc. And then my ribs, it feels stabbing. I think the burning feels like you're on fire. I think that's the worst. Like, people don't actually understand what kind of pain. You say arthritis pain, they think it's your joints, but it's not the same type of pain. It's different. Okay, it's not.
Okay guys, now I've just got my base coat. Before you can put your base coat on, you can choose to put in ridge filler. Because Tayla's not keeping these, I'm not putting in ridge filler. So I am just going to put on my base coat. So Taylor was telling me an interesting fact a while ago about, and while she's not going to race out and do it anytime soon, she has plans that while she's pregnant, her AS seems to get, their AS seems to get better. So is that while you're breastfeeding? Is it hormone related or is it just pregnancy?
The ladies that are on like the sites and that, they say that in the last trimester that they have absolutely no pain at all. But then after they've actually had like the babies come out, that is the worst pain that they've ever had. So they get like that few months of no pain, and then it's the worst pain that they get.
Okay,
I
guys.
don't know why.
This is Alpine Snow White from OPI. Excuse us, Taylor's cats are here and they've been up on my table. She's also been telling me about that they've got, they're researching a drug at the moment that people have been seeming to go in because they don't say they have a cure or that you're cured, but they've been seeming to go into remission. What do you know about that, Tayla?
It's just something that they're trialing in Australia from the Princess Alexandra Hospital, and that people have been saying that it's good and that they haven't, like, all their symptoms have gone away. But it's one of those drugs that if you can't get it through Medicare, that it's going to cost you $30,000 a year.
And didn't you say there's people been saying that it causes cancer and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's like debates whether, like, because we have an autoimmune disease and then basically the medications are biologics, is that they're saying that a lot of people are getting cancers and other problems with these medications. I think I'd rather just stop with the AS and actually have cancer.
So for you as a sufferer, what's the hardest thing for you about having AS?
Like not being able to do things, or like, and I do the housework. I like do one thing and then sit down for an hour and have a break, and then I just keep going. It goes on forever. or like if I hurt one thing, it'll create like a chain reaction, and my knee, like if I hurt my knees, then usually my back hurts as well because I'll be limping around, and then because I'm limping around, or if I do strenuous activity, then my ribs hurt.
So, at your lowest moment before you went and got your counselling and went down to Brisbane, what did you think? What was going through your head having your AS?
Honestly, it wasn't that bad then. It's sort of only just started to pick up now. Like, what the doctor said, it's like a roller coaster. It's gonna come and go. This is my bad season.
Okay, now I'm not too worried about cleanup at this stage, and I'm just using the white to just fill in. Like I said, we're not using ridge filler because I've got to take it all off for her. So I will clean up around the nails. What I'm putting on at the moment, this is actually called Thermoshield, and again another product by NSI, and she is going to go into the lamp for 3 minutes, and she will come out and her nails will be dry, totally and utterly dry. The only problem with this product is it has a tendency, you've knocked your nails there, it has a tendency to shrink nail polish, and you can't use it at all if you've put nail foils on someone's nails. Pop it in, sorry guys. Nail foils on or anything like that. So did you let your AS depress you? Make you depressed?
If everyone's depressed about it, I would. Everyone has problems with it.
So what was the most hardest moment in time for you growing up when you first got it and you were struggling to cope with it but having to deal with mum and all mum's issues?
Because when I first had it, I didn't understand what it was or what I had, and I thought that I could die, and that's when I got in trouble for the will that I wrote, and you freaked out because you thought that I was suicidal when I wasn't. I just didn't understand what was going on, and I was blaming myself.
But you wouldn't talk to us either.
Because you weren't approachable, you just were different. You treat me like an adult now, and back then I was just a kid.
We were. I guess everyone didn't know what was going on or understand what was going on, if I had to be honest about it. Your father never thought it was that bad of a thing. Your mum is a bit of a doomsdayer, isn't she?
I guess so.
And Dad was just like, this isn't such a big deal. Do you want to show him your tattoo while that hand's in? Just show your wrist. Camera's in the right spot. Hang on, I'll just lift the camera up. So that is Tayla's tattoo. Mummy, as you saw the other day, got the butterfly. And she got written, I will fight, whereas I don't. So has it ever made you think that about not having children, Tayla? You're right.
Well, they haven't actually proven that it's genetic.
Okay guys, this is Nicole by OPI. It's called Chloe Had a Little Liam after Lima or whatever it is. But we are going to be doing with green because we're going to be doing St. Patrick's Day.
I think St. Patrick's Day more like, right?
Hey?
Isn't St. Patrick's Day colours bright?
Yeah, well that is coming, but St. Paddy's is green. And I had a bright green there, but you're not a fluoro person.
No, I'm not keeping it.
I wish you could see Tayla. She doesn't want her face on cam. But both my babies, my son and my daughter, are redheads. They take after their dad and their nana and their great nana. And my dad's a strawberry blonde. His dad was a redhead. My dad's sister is a redhead. My mum's sister was had auburn hair, and her daughters both had red hair. So
My boss only realised the other day that I had red hair.
you're kidding.
No, I'm not even joking. He's like, is that your natural colour? Yeah. It's like, you're a ranger. Yeah. It's men for you.
Now guys, you could use gel polish to do this, and the gel polish would make it last a little bit longer. Again, because I am actually going to have to take these off. We're not using gel polishes. Here comes my baby boy trying to be quiet.
Woohoo.
Did he work out what he left behind?
Yeah, he overheard you and Dad talking, and then I told him that I took the $50 out of his wallet for delivery fee.
What was that, Nick?
So the video's not on.
Yes, it is.
He's owing me $50. Or 20. 20 is a good delivery fee.
Wouldn't $50 cover your petrol?
It would, wouldn't it?
It certainly would.
Is that 5 cents? If it's 5 cents, you can shove it.
It's not just any 5 cents. It's your 5 cents.
I don't want it.
Tyler's strong, I should go in the house.
Hey Nick, that's going to be on YouTube for the world to hear.
Yeah, that mom, dibba dubba. Yeah, that what?
I swear these pair do this to remind me what it's like with them both living at home.
Well, he annoys me. You've heard what he does to me on the phone. Dad thinks it's funny.
Yeah, but that's your dad.
Yeah, last time he did it, he's like, Mum's gone to Carol's. No, she's not. She wouldn't just leave and not tell me. And then he's like, no, she's not here. And then I could hear you yelling, hey, give me the phone back. And then I was like, no, that's Mum. He's like, no, that's just the TV. Like, no, it's not. What is going on? He's evil.
He's your brother.
You made him.
I made you too.
Did a bad job.
How do you mean I did a bad job? I thought I did a good job.
No, I did a bad job.
Why is that?
You fucked up my immune system.
You just said that's not hereditary, so I'm off the hook.
They said they haven't proved it's hereditary.
I just need to give that one there a bit of a coat. Now, yep, if anyone's picked, I have not capped the ends of these. And I'm really not going to. Like I said, Tayla's not keeping this. So
Even if I was, it wouldn't last too many days anyway.
doesn't matter what I do, she eventually gets it off.
But about that time, you're like, trying to get these ones off now. And you like pretty much almost like super glued them down. And I got them off in like 2 days. And you're like, did it hurt? Nope.
So, okay, now I'm just putting on another coat of Thermoshield. But this time, this is going to go in for 6 minutes. So I'll pause the camera and I will be back. But it's going to go in for 6 minutes. Just so because I want it absolutely dead dry. And we will be back to put some nail art on it. So in she goes. Okay, and we will be back. Okay guys, we're back, and over here I've got my paints and everything ready for the design. We're going to actually start with Tayla's thumb, because what we're going to do is a pot of gold with the rainbow coming out, and it's going to go across her fingers. So I've just put my gold out, and down the bottom here, on the bottom of her nail, I'm going to start painting in my little leprechaun's pot of gold. Now give it a little bit of dimension, I just grab a little bit of black and mixing it in with the gold, so I can darken up just around the rim here to make it visibly look like a rim. And yes, while I filled all that in, I'm hoping there's method to my madness. I want this to be a little bit darker through here. This rainbow A is going to come out through there, so I want to give it the illusion of the pot. Clean my brush. Okay, and now we can start with our rainbow colours, which are purple, blue, green, orange and yellow. I mean red. I said yellow already, didn't I, Tayla?
Yeah.
Oops, I might need the thicker one. Water. So if there was one thing you could tell people about AS and your hopes for your future, what would it be? What do you hope?
I hope that I'm not unlucky and fused.
Now guys, because I've used such a dark polish, a dark polish, I am going to have to go back in and just go back over the top of these colours, just so they stand out a little bit more. And then I've also got some glitter out because I want to make it around the base of the inside of the pot look all glittery and like there's some gold in there. Who doesn't like gold? Tayla's a white gold fan, don't you, Bubba?
Yep. Rose gold.
Whereas I am more of a yellow gold fan. Okay guys, so there's the start of her rainbow. So we move on to the next finger. Yellow next. I'm going to keep telling myself. I forget.
Wrong finger.
Yeah, I'm working that out. So you're going out tomorrow for lunch and there's nothing else majorly planned?
No.
Is there anything you want to do?
No.
Have you scammed an early takeout night from Daddy yet?
No. Didn't you say you had no money?
We got money. It's just that we don't want to spend it just at the moment.
Surprised Dad didn't ask me if there's a bill yet. I paid it.
What, the phone bill?
Yeah.
Was it dear?
What it usually is.
Just so you all know, because you can hear this conversation, Tayla's living in a house we own. I own in Gracemere, and we've been helping her out because she's studying. I just did that wrong. Oh well. Yeah, we've been helping her out because she's studying, and but now she's getting more hours at work. She's becoming more independent with the bills. And she found out that there's a male review on tonight, and she asked me if I wanted to go, but I've spent my pocket money or my allowance for the week.
I'm poor again.
Hmm?
I'm poor again. I added hospital cover into my health insurance.
Did you?
Yeah. So now I've got extras in hospital. It's like $110 a month. I figured I'm gonna need it eventually.
Well, you do better than Dad does. Over here, you don't have to have private health insurance. The employers don't give it.
Yeah, but we get a lot of free stuff.
And because we have public hospitals, or free stuff like that, and there's more public hospitals and stuff than what there are private.
But still, even if you go to a public hospital, you still gotta pay for your hospital bill. And if my health insurance pays for a private or public hospital in my own room, I just gotta pay the $500 access and they pay the rest. Which I figured if I ever have to go to the hospital, I'd probably pay anyway. It's cheaper than actually paying for it. Profit's rocky, so I'd probably want to go to the private hospital anyway.
And why is that? What, because of what they did to Mummy? Or is that just because of your experiences in there?
Sorry?
Tayla was younger, she was bitten by a dog. Not that the puppy dog, we believe, was deliberately going out to hurt her. He had been wanting to play with the kids, and the kids all went off as kids do, and were doing their own thing. And he was like, but what about me? And Tayla came out to see us and told us that she was going to go and pat the dog. And didn't think anything of it. The dog was lying there asleep. And he didn't wake up. And we're not sure what happened. At the time, she told us she thinks she put her knee on him and hurt him. And as she's older, she's changed her mind about that. But this dog was known to snap at flies and stuff like that. So we're not sure of what happened. But she spent a month herself in hospital. And she's not a fan of needles.
Who actually is a fan of needles? Like when we used to have to get our needles done at school, they'd ask you if you were pregnant, and we're like, yes, to try and get out of it. And then the nurse would be like, we're gonna have to call your mom and inform her. I'd be like, no, 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 no. Because that'd be hard trying to explain to you later, but I only said I was, so I didn't have to get a needle. Probably just yell at me anyway and make me go get it.
No, I wouldn't have yelled at you. You remember that first time when you had to have that meningococcal and I came down to be with you and your brother went and locked himself in the toilets and Mum had to go and get him and get you jabbed at the same time?
Yeah. Well, I don't see why, like, at school, everyone's in a line and then you see everyone get it done. I don't like to be watched, especially because I don't even like them, full stop.
It's so you don't do just that and wuss out. It's so that you can see everybody is suffering the same thing you are.
At least they gave us cordial and chocolate and mollies afterwards. We got red cordial and lollies and stuff.
There you go. You go to the doctors and you don't even get a lollipop.
Sometimes they had stickers. Actually, no, when I get blood tests done in Blackwater, they know that they only get one shot and they give me chocolates. Especially Debbie. Debbie used to give me chocolates. They used to give me Frederick Frogs. I go for blood tests out any day. Free chocolate.
Okay guys, so my rainbow is done. I'm just gonna... Oh, I spelled chocolate wrong on there for a reason. It wouldn't all fit. Now I'm just going to mix up a little bit of...
And psychedelic. Oh wait.
You're right, you can pick on them. She's just picking on, I've got some, and no, actually I didn't spell that wrong. That's what the thing had. I've just got some... I don't know how to explain them now. They're samples of the acrylics and gel I've got, and she's telling me I've spelt things wrong.
I'm a good speller.
I copied it word for word off the bottom of the thing, Tayla.
This is chocolate, but CHOCLATE.
Yeah, I spelt that one wrong because it didn't fit. I will own up to that. Okay, so as you can see, I've put the gold just here to look like there's money in and flowing out of my little pot. So now that is done, I'll just put this lid on the glitter so we don't knock it. Now that is done, I am going to carefully start top coating, making sure that the paint is dry. Should be on that now. My rainbow, Taylor's rainbows.
I wonder if you did the travel edge symbol on my nail, if I could have that luck.
Maybe. They're very pretty. So yeah, this is more of the Thermoshield, guys. So she's just going to pop it back in the light. Can you press?
What am I pressing?
The 180, the 3 minutes. So Taylor brought out my grandbabies. I don't know if anybody out there realises I'm a grandma.
They're fur babies.
Oh, sorry, they're fur grandbabies.
People think that I actually have babies too.
Yeah, she's got 2 kitties, Tigger and Devon, and Devon actually used to be the family cat.
You mean Tigger?
Tigger, yeah, sorry. And
He loves me more.
when she moved out, she took Tig with her, which is fine by me. She had her cat, his name was Hercules, and he was 10 years old. And while I was down in Brisbane and in hospital and that, some cruel person did something to him. It looks like he was ran over, and he was found. My poor girlfriend, who was trying to feed the animals at the time, she was a mess, because Taylor and this cat had this long reputation, and we would go, I mean, Blackwater's really, really hot. We live on the Tropic of Capricorn, so we can get up as high as 47 degrees out here. And in the middle of summer, we would go off to Emerald, which is 45-minute drive, and I mean that's on highway, no traffic lights or anything like that. And we'd come back home, and she would have wrapped up her cat in a fleecy lined baby blanket, put him in this basket she had, and that's where he would be. He wouldn't get out of it.
Where's my baby?
She taped him with packing tape to a weight bench and ripped him out.
I was really, really, really young then.
She used to put him in her old stroller and push him around the yard. She loved Turkey, and devastated her. So we came home. I convinced her to get another one.
No, you didn't.
And it went walking. Well, you sort of wanted to get another cat yourself, but it took us a while to settle you down after her. Give me a look.
They look really good under that light.
So I'll just try and get her to move her hand forward. Yeah, so she got another cat. She went missing, and I brought Tigger home. So that's her thumb. Oops, it's blurred. Just put your fingers out, babe. And there's her party nails. Now, as you can see, you can't tell that it's just a tip glued on, and they are super, super easy to get off. And in fact, all I'm going to do is get out 5 nail wraps and some acetone, and I'm just going to soak them off. But these guys, these party nails, are just that. They are perfect for people who, like Tayla, who can't wear nails for work. She's not allowed to because of the type of industry she's in. So if she was going out to the races or something like that, because they have big dances out here for single people and stuff, normally held at Callaghan Racetrack in Rocky, she could wear them. So this has just got a little pad on it with alfoil and acetone, and that's all I'm going to do. Is I'm just going to now wrap her nails up and soak them off and when they come off there'll be minimum damage to her nails whatsoever. I'd like you all to thank my wonderful hand model, Miss Tayla. She's done her mummy a big favour. Apparently I owe her now big time. I don't know what I owe her though. You reckon I'll get away with just giving her a kiss and a cuddle?
No.
No. What do I owe you?
I'll think about it.
You'll think about it. As in, uh-oh. So guys, thank you very much for watching my tutorial on party nails. There's my daughter quickly. And we all thank Tayla greatly for being my model. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.